Hey gang, welcome back to J Daddy's Garage. Today's video, well, I'm making a road trip. I'm headed to Pensacola, Florida to pick up a rotisserie to work on the Cobra Jet project. So it's about a 4.5 hour drive, something like that. And I'm driving the truck. I've also got an engine that I'm selling, and I'm gonna meet somebody down there to make that happen. And there's just a few other things that I have to take care of along the way. It's about 5 o'clock in the morning, 4.5 hour drive. Let's see how it goes, and maybe I'll make some pit stops along the way. Always got to stop at Buc-ees. So let's see how this trip goes. Follow along. Okay, I'm making a pit stop at Buc-ees. I don't know if you've ever seen a Buc-ees before. Pretty interesting place. It's like Walmart and a gas station and a fast food place, whatever, all got piled in together. So this whole length here, I'll drive around it. I don't know how many gas pumps are here, but there's a lot. So 3 pumps at each station, and this is only open to passenger vehicles, not semi trucks. And this just goes on and on and on. They do have RV parking over here, which is nice. Also have the interstate signs painted on the driveway, so you can see where you need to turn to get where you want to go. I'm going to park at the end. Now, during the day, this place is extremely busy. At 7 o'clock this morning, not so much, which is good. Now this is in Alabama, and these are moving across the country and taking over, so to speak. And then you have the big Buc-ee beaver out here in the front. So unfortunately, Buc-ees has music playing, and as we know, I cannot share anything that has a music platform or music playing because I'll get copyright strikes. So when you enter the store, you'll be greeted by somebody at the register. They're very nice about saying hello and good morning and that sort of thing. And as we look around, you will see that there are tons and tons and tons of things that are related to Buc-ee's own branding. So you'll see stuffed animals, you'll see shirts, towels, all sorts of things. Of course, they have their Buc-ee's truck, and I think they have these in every one of their stores, and they're all painted up the same way. And as we look around, you'll see clothing, more stuffed animals. There's some slippers, if you wanted some slippers, sweatshirts, jackets, neck rests or neck supports, all sorts of things. And of course, I almost bought it, but I didn't. They had a little stuffed Iron Man. So I was tempted. I looked at it, checked the price, determined that I really didn't need it, and put it back up on the shelf. But there are tons of things here. There's some signs, there's some toy trucks and tractors and stuff like that. And there's also a variety of things over here in this section. They have some hunting related items. They have coolers, just all kinds of stuff. So, you know, it's really surprising what all is there. And at first I was never really interested in going to a Buc-ee's, but now I can tell you I love the place. I think it's fantastic. I really appreciate that they don't have it set up as a truck stop. This is for people traveling, you know, and they have the opportunity to get some supplies or whatever they may want at this place. And you know, it's just really neat because you don't have to deal with semi trucks in and out, getting, you know, trying to get to a gas pump or anything like that. So I'm going to continue to walk around here a little bit, and as I see some things that refresh my memory, I'll talk about them. Again, I apologize for having to do this. I know you'd rather hear some sort of music, but copyright is a big issue these days, and I have to deal with it. So here's some cold items that they have ready to go. And here are some pastries that are also ready to go. And just behind that is a wall of, there was a wall of beef jerky, all kinds of different pieces of beef jerky here on display at this location. There is their kitchen they have in the back, and there is going to be more stuff on, you know, for sale later in the day. This is still early in the morning. So I've never tried any of their pastries. I have tried a variety of these, though. So these are your breakfast items. Later on in the day, there will be all kinds of pulled pork sandwiches and of just a whole bunch of good food. And I will say this, it is really, really good food. So if you get a chance to stop at one of the Buc-ee's, go ahead and do it. Just go in there and find something. Now, I will also point out, this is early in the morning. Usually, you cannot get this kind of view at these locations because there will be people piled up in here. If it's midday, there's probably going to be at least 100, 200, maybe 300 people in this place. But early in the morning, it is a much slower pace, and you have more access to all this stuff. There's some Buc-ee's drink cups. They have big fountains here, and I will say this: their pricing on drinks is cheap. Like, I think it's like $1.50 for a large, which you don't see that anywhere. Here you have the Buc-ee nuggets, and as I point out later, I get some of these for my wife. She enjoys those, so there's a variety of those as well. And then when I move over here to this next section, there's a whole bunch of pickled stuff. Now, I've never had pickled quail eggs. I'm sure they're just as good as any other eggs, but they have them here. Pickled okra. There's pickled asparagus, you know, things you never think about as far as being pickled, I guess, but they have it. Now you move on to that, from that, and you'll have more bags of like candies and stuff here on display. There's jellies, all kinds of, just, it's amazing, all the stuff that they actually have in these places. And then further back, as we move along, there is a section back here that has wine. I tried to see if they had their own brand of wine. It wouldn't surprise me if they eventually do come out with something, but these racks were pretty full. And then, of course, here are some more bags of snacks and different things. And in the back here, they have their beer selection. As you see, that is packed full. I didn't check on the prices or any of that stuff. There they were, established in 1982. And I move on and show you, here's their coffee display. Again, great prices on coffee alone, and I'll point out that their price of gas will beat just about anybody around. So I enjoyed this visit. So that's a quick visit to Buc-ee's. I did get some of the beaver nuggets. My wife really likes those, and they also have them in cinnamon. These are really good. So got to think of the wife while I'm here. Get her some of those. Of course, I got a coffee and some tater tots and a what did I get? A bacon, egg, and cheese taco. Good stuff. So I'm down in Florida, and I'm getting ready to turn on North Palafox, I believe is the name of it. Yeah, Palafox, Palafox Street. I'm going to meet up with somebody to do the engine, and then I'm going to go to Redline, which is the same location, and we're gonna go in there and have a look at the rotisseries and maybe get a look around at their business and see what they have to show me. So shouldn't be, it's only about half a mile down this road. I'm assuming that it's here. $99.60 to $99.70. Okay. It must be over here somewhere. Ah. Now I see it. It says Redline. Okay. Pretty sure this says, yeah. There we go. We found it. We're here.
Sure. So that's a giant wash cabinet that Stefan is testing. A lot of the big equipment here, we'll test it before we send it out. If it's a big, expensive something that, you know, would be a nightmare if it didn't work when it got there, we test it first.
Okay.
So this is Stefan's little work area over here where he repairs things that have an issue. You know, if we get a return for something that, you know, wasn't right, then, you know, he fixes it and recreates it and whatnot.
Okay.
Speaking of Stefan, hello. Hello. So anyways, this is pretty much just a shipping facility that you see here. Everything is brought in here from all over the world. We have products that are made, you know, in the U.S. as well as everywhere, and we sell a lot of media blast cabinets, a lot of auto rotisseries. We do a whole lot in hydraulic shop presses as well.
Okay.
We move a ton of hydraulic shop presses. And anyways,
looks like you have it pretty well organized.
Stock it here. Well, I hope so. It's never as organized as I'd like it to be.
Yeah.
But it's decent right now, anyways. Yeah.
So I see a motorcycle lift. I know some of the boxes are identified by that, but some of them.
So there's a 100-ton air shop press right there, and you go on. There's a little bitty blast cabinet. There's a transmission jack.
And a bigger blast cabinet up there, the 990, I guess.
Oh yeah, great.
1200.
So we've got cabinets that are big enough that you and I could both fit inside of them. You know, all the way down to small ones, you know. And we've stocked quite a bit in spare parts. There's oil drains right here. There's more blast cabinets right there. That looks like a blast cabinet, but that's actually a heated enclosed parts washer.
Interesting.
Pretty neat thing. Those are really great for cleaning out like junk out of carburetors.
Right.
Yeah.
So how long have you been in business here?
In this particular location since 2017. I started this company sophomore year at college, 2001. So been in business for quite a long time. This is where all of the freight gets packaged to go out the following day. So the guys are constantly over here
building up pallets and stuff.
Building crates and strapping things up. They prepare all of the freight right there as it gets ready to go out.
Very cool.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I didn't even think about a blast cabinet. I should.
This is a new product for us that we'll be bringing out in the very near future. That's a rolling tire cart with a built-in toolbox for racers. Put their tires up here, jack stands, that kind of stuff down there.
I like it.
Carry everything, including a big hole there's for a nitrogen cylinder. So those are pretty cool.
Yep.
One of the things that I should mention to you that I see in our industry that I disapprove of highly is people come to us constantly wanting spare parts for their machine, and they want to know, will a spare part for our Redline product fit their Actress or their Eagle or everything in the world, their Harbor Freight, you name it. This is extra office space up here where we stock all kinds of spare parts, and everything is kind of broken up into categories. So everything in there is spare parts for hydraulic shop presses. We come over to this room. This is all kinds of spare parts for various things. Those are sandblast cabinet parts, and it just goes on that we carry lots of parts. A lot of our competitors, all kinds of parts in here, parts washer parts, shop press parts, wheels and tires for like pit boxes, you know.
Yeah.
A lot of our competitors don't bother to support their stuff with parts.
Right.
Because frankly, it's just very, very inconvenient to try and keep all the little nuances and little pieces that keep everything going. But that's something that we think is important here. So up here is kind of all the odds and ends stuff. So if we send out something like a small media blast cabinet, and let's say that UPS dents it up real bad and the customer doesn't want it, we bring it back here, we rob all the parts off of it that we can use to help support other people, and just keep what we can, throw away what we can't.
That's awesome.
So that's what this is all up here.
Yeah. So you probably got like, I don't know, 5 or 6 people working for you in this?
There's about 10 people at Redline, our other facility. Our neighbor moved a few years ago, and that was kind of an opportunity for us to expand without having to move.
Yeah.
So we just bought the place next door, and now we operate out of 2 buildings.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Anyways, you'll come over here. There's a whole bunch of 2-post car lifts right there, and there's lots more inventory. All of these great big crates are those wooden pit boxes that you just saw.
Oh, okay. So you already have inventory of those.
We do. We stock foreign-made as well as American-made pit boxes, and you can see that, like for instance here, giant stack of 4-foot by 8-foot cardboard.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very common that we've kind of figured out which of our shipments are bad about getting damaged with UPS, and so those guys over there in shipping will take just raw cardboard, wrap a box up in a second layer of cardboard in order to try and give it a better chance of actually making it to the customer in one piece.
Being proactive on that, that's cool.
Yep.
Smart move.
It's either that or you're dealing with a customer that's got damaged, damaged product.
Sure.
Doesn't want it damaged.
No.
So coming in here, this is where Dustin works. It's my brother. He's the general manager here. And so this is our tiny little showroom. That's our best-selling blast cabinet, which is an REPP70 blast cabinet, pressure pot blaster with a giant vacuum that sucks all of the dust out of it. This is one of our best-selling shop presses. That's a 30-ton shop press. The rotisserie that you came actually to buy is this one right here. This blue and red one is an American-made rotisserie that unfortunately never made it into production because it costs about 4 times more than this one. So
okay.
That's what that is. This is a Redline 1500 HD motorcycle lift table, and that's just another pit box like you saw over there earlier.
Nice.
So that's basically a tour of Redline.
Yeah.
We don't get too many customers here, so it's not a very retail style location.
Right. Sure.
We see 1-2 people in person every week.
Well, as you already know, I have quite a few followers on my channel, and people are going to be looking for stuff like this.
Great.
So it could be beneficial for you and me.
Yeah. Beautiful.
So yeah, that's the rotisserie I've been talking to you about.
That's the rotisserie.
Well, sort of. I mean, it's
I'll roll this one out of the way so you can see the one you came here for. This is the Rock 3000 LD rotisserie. This is we only have half of it actually assembled because of course the other half is exactly the same. So this is it. You've got a balancing rod right here which moves the entire T-carriage up and down so that you can ultimately get the center of gravity of your car in line with the rotating axis. This part is actually the most important part of the rotisserie, and let me kind of give you a heads up on this. When you put your car on this rotisserie, the way that you can tell if you've got it balanced is suppose for a minute that you've got the car raised up really high on here. Your center of gravity is up in here somewhere. As you go to start rotating it, you're going to feel that car try and fall like it's trying to get away from you and gain speed as it goes over. That will let you know if that happens, you need to start turning on this rod right here, lower it down. Consequently, the exact opposite can occur, and that if you have the car way down here, then as you go to start trying to rotate it, it's getting heavier and heavier. That's because you're lifting the car. So Our goal is neither to raise the car or lower the car. We're trying to spin the car.
Right.
So there's a difference between this versus this.
Correct.
Or this.
Yep.
And spinning is what we're going for.
Yeah. You want it technically buoyant.
Basically, yeah.
This is the way you want to look at it. You want it neutral.
That's correct. So this is it. You know, you just pull this pin right here. It locks itself in place. And, this is kind of a good example. Like you can see right now, it's not balanced. So if I let go of it, it starts trying to rotate itself.
Right.
So that's not what we're going for.
Yep.
You know? Yeah. So when you let go of it, if the car tries to move, then you don't have it balanced.
Right.
So
hydraulic
jack raises it up and down. It's a really simple piece of equipment. There's nothing to it.
Yep.
Yep.
All right.
Cool.
Was that that green one that they had? Black? The green. It's called the green. It's like the kind of olive green. Okay. It's like my favorite trip. I like the new age Mustang. I don't know if you know what those are. Put a little more. Oh. There you go. You're good. Keep going. Pallet back. Do you want me to push this up a little bit? Yeah, bump it forward a little bit. A little bit. That's good. Right there. Perfect. Man.
Well, it's been a pretty good day. Went down, did the engine swap, or sold the engine. Picked up the rotisserie from Redline, and then I stopped at Charles's house and talked with his wife, and we discussed what we're going to be doing with the Cobra Jet, and I gave her back some of the parts that we're not going to use. So that helps me out and helps her out. Hopefully she can send some of those back. And then I stopped by a friend that Charles had, and also I consider him my friend. Stopped by his place, and he had some original sheet metal that Charles had been trying to get from him previously, and we worked it out to where I have a couple of doors and a couple of original fenders that are in much better shape than what was on the original car. So I'm driving back to Georgia as I speak, and I'm gonna have to stop somewhere and get some gas and then continue on the trip. But it's been a good day, so let's see how the rest of it goes. Now I'm doing all this because I want to be ahead of the curve a little bit when it comes time to get this up on or off of my jig and onto the rotisserie. The reason I'm doing it now is I'm having a surgery. So I have to have a hernia surgery, and that's going to put me down for, I don't know, 2 or 3, 4 weeks. So I don't know exactly what I will be able to do. So I'm trying to dress all this stuff ahead of time so that I have at least a rotisserie here in my shop, and I'm not having to stress out over going to pick it up later on and then not being able to unload it and all that sort of thing. So let me show you the rotisserie in the crate, some of the other stuff that I picked up, and some sheet metal for the Cobra Jet. I should also mention that I recently picked up this truck. I've been having trouble with the Suburban, and I'm going to get rid of the Suburban. I found a good deal on this 2009 GMC 2500 HD, and if I'm going to be towing or hauling stuff, this is a better thing to do it with. So this is my latest addition to the fleet, let's say. Now, this crate here is the rotisserie, and it's well boxed, and they loaded it up for me down there in Florida. So I'm gonna have to get this off of the truck. I may end up using my air hoist and some straps to lift it up and get it onto a cart that I have. I also picked up some original front fenders that are in really good shape. A lot of these rust out down here at the bottom, and these are not rusted out. There's a little surface rust on the inside, stuff that can be addressed. That's pretty minor overall. And the fronts are great. Again, just some minor things that I'll have to deal with, and I'll unload these and get them out so you can see them. And I also picked up a set of doors. So the big deal on the doors is they rot out right there in the front. And these, the whole bottom is solid all the way across. These doors were originally on a car from Texas, and I have both doors, and I can show you those as well once I get them out. And the other thing is, I have in the truck some headlight buckets that are in excellent condition. We're not sure if I'm going to need those or if the ones from the Cobra Jet are still usable, but I have a set of those. I also have the extensions, which Charles had taken with him to get cleaned up, so I'm going to have to clean those up myself. I have the trunk hinges here, the rock guard. There is a front chin spoiler underneath in that plastic right there, and there's a few other pieces and parts that are related to the Cobra Jet. And then these boxes, this, and this box, are all part of the rotisserie kit, because sometimes you need adapters. So this is supposed to be all the adapters that go with it. So the plan at this point is to unload the truck, get all that stuff inside of my shop, get organized a bit more. I have some more things to take care of outside the shop, and prepare for some bad weather that's coming up next week. So there's some, always caution with that and having pipes freeze and those concerns. But at this point, I just want to get this unloaded and have it here and ready to go. So when I'm ready to go, I can use it. So I have it on the dolly now, and these are the boxes that create the adapter kit. I'm not going to open up the crate to show you the main rotisserie, but I want to open these up and have a look at what's in these boxes, because I will be doing an official, let's say, unboxing later once I get ready to put the Mustang on it. So here are a couple adapters, and this would bolt to the rotisserie, and there are variations, I'm sure, that you can come up with ways to attach this to a car. So there's a couple of those. Let's see what this one has. So there's a flat plate, again with a similar mounting piece on it. So this is going to slide over the arms. So some variation to that, I'm sure. This box is a little heavier. Okay. This one is meant to be used on your leaf spring mounts. So that's why it has these holes. You can put the bolt through in the same location. This is probably the main thing that I wanted to see so that I can work this onto the back of the car. But good. Takes care of that part of it. And then I'm sure this is probably a hardware kit. It says 4 pieces. Let me just open that up and see what's in it. Oh, okay, so these are some plates. I figured it might be bolts, but they are adapter plates. So if you wanted to, I guess you could weld these directly to your arms or whatever, and gives you some more options, you know, to use these things. So that's what's in the boxes. As I said, I'm not going to unbox the rotisserie. I want to leave it in that crate so I can move it around if I need to. I'm not ready to put it together yet, and I don't want to take things out of that box knowing that I may not get them back in the same way. So it's easier to leave it all together so I can at least move it around the shop and keep it out of my way. Now, I will do a more thorough unboxing and assembly video so you can see it when I attach the Mustang to it so that I can continue working on it. But that's all I'm going to be able to do at this point. As I said, I'm going in for a surgery, so I'm going to have some difficulty doing things over the next maybe up to 4 to 6 weeks. So I'll try to do other stuff on my channel. I may edit some of my older videos from different projects and put those up, or I may find something else that I can do just to make content for YouTube. We all know that this time of year there's not a lot of revenue coming from YouTube, so I don't know that it's really going to matter much if I put out much as far as videos. But again, thank you all for being here. Thank you for following along and helping me keep this channel going. I'm looking forward to doing a lot more in 2024, getting the Mach 1 together, the Cobra Jet I should say, potentially working on my Mach 1. I also want to finish up the Camaro, and I may try to, if I can, work in the Fastback project. I have plenty to do around here, and it's just me doing it. So thanks again. Stay tuned, and until next time, take care of yourselves. See you.